day when I want something to do inside, which could be on the way, I hear.
It definitely is, and it's going to be cool as early as tomorrow. It's not going to be cold by any means, but temperatures are definitely trending that way. Now that we've got the storm system move through, cold front has actually not moved through yet. That's moving through later this evening, but we did get a nice rain across really much of the state. Picked up about 2/10 of an inch here in Oklahoma City. We had a lot more off to the east and off to the northeast, and we still have some storms out ahead of this front, mainly along Arkansas, Louisiana, East Texas. We've had some tornado warnings, and we still have some severe warnings, and one tornado warning is seen just south there of Shreveport. But Oklahoma, a lot quieter. We do have some light rain in eastern Oklahoma. That's not going to last forever. So where do we stand so far for the month of January? Well, right now we're a little over 1/4 of an inch, and we're still a little bit below average. We're about 1/2 of an inch compared to where we should be for this time of the month. And snow, we haven't seen any of that, and so that does put us about an inch below where we should be. But we could be adding to that as early as this weekend. Just kind of looking where most of the rain fell. Again, we ended up with about 0.2 here in Oklahoma City, and that was kind of the big thing around central Oklahoma. That was kind of the general number. But the farther north and east you went, we had well over an inch in the far eastern half of the state. We ended up with 1.4 in Okmulgee, a little over 1 inch there in Okemah, 0.77 in Seminole, and 0.88 in Chandler, 0.31 though in Chickasha. A lot of that out of there, though. So some light rain still in eastern Oklahoma. It's still falling there with lots of cloud cover, but we are quickly clearing out from west to east. So lots of sunshine here in Oklahoma City. We do have a little bit of wraparound cloud cover in the Panhandle, and it will be colder out there because of that. But this is our Integris camera, part of our Lucky Star Skycam network, and we've got blue skies. We're at 59 degrees with a southwest wind coming in at 19 miles an hour. So temperatures in the mid and upper 50s across the north, low to mid 60s across the south, but in the Panhandle, we still have some 30s and 40s with the wind now out of the northwest. You can kind of see where the cold front's eventually coming through. But the most of us have a southwest wind between about 10 in eastern Oklahoma to as much as around 30 to 35 in the south and west. And because we really didn't see a whole lot of rain in western Oklahoma with this past event that moved through last night and this morning, we're going to have to watch that fire threat again today in that part of the state. But this storm is going to continue to move off to the east, and behind it, we have another storm. So the storms are now starting to stack up a little bit more. So as we get into the weekend, storm number 2, that's going to arrive as early as probably late Friday night to early Saturday. During the day Saturday, I think it's going to take some time. I think we may initially start out with some light rain, but then eventually it's going to transition over to a light wintry mix here in Oklahoma City. More snow expected and to the northwest. By early next week, we have another storm. So storm number 3 moving in, and some of the models kind of going back and forth on which day it's actually going to come in. Right now, I would say Monday and into Tuesday. But with this particular storm, I think it's going to be cold enough that we also see a chance of a wintry mix even here in Oklahoma City. So much of the state at least getting some more moisture to move in. One thing's for sure, though, the colder air, it is coming back, and temperatures eventually they're trending towards the 40s for normal highs. Today, though, we're looking for a high of about 62 degrees. We're not far from that right now. Cold front will be moving in from the northwest later this evening, probably making its way through the metro sometime between about 7, 9 o'clock or so. Tonight, by tomorrow morning, temperatures dropping down into the low 30s in Oklahoma City, upper 20s, low 30s across the north, and then tomorrow a northwest wind, not as windy, but still a little breezy. Temperature of about 50 degrees, low to mid 50s across the south, and by Friday afternoon, now that wind is slowly starting to shift to the east and southeast. So warming up into the mid-50s in Oklahoma City, about 57 in Clinton, 59 in Altus, and 59 in Lawton. But keep in mind, Friday night into Saturday, that's when that next storm is starting to approach. And for Saturday afternoon, this is kind of what it looks like, at least for right now. It does look likely that we're going to have some moisture, but for now, it looks like it's going to be more of a rain and snow mix. The farther north and west you go, we're going to have a little bit more colder air, so it looks like mostly all snow in the north and west. Amounts do look light, but they are certainly there. In the farther south and east you go, temperatures should be warm enough that everything would fall as plain rain. Behind it, Sunday does look dry with temperatures back in the mid and upper 40s. By Monday, here comes that next chance of a light wintry mix, and then behind it, it does look cold. It doesn't look terribly cold by any means. It is January, and that is more normal. We've been really spoiled so far for the month of January. Temperatures averaging anywhere between about 5 to 10 degrees above normal. So today, not a bad day by any means, but the next storm arriving on Saturday, we could actually see some snowflakes with that.
I think a lot of kiddos will be excited. They've been waiting for this.
Yeah, but it probably will be too wet, too warm for any snow to stick in Oklahoma City at this point.
It'll happen soon enough, I'm sure. Thanks, Cass. Still